this is Josh Wright after Ebbsfleet 2, Altrincham 2. The first thing you said to me was, I don't know how we didn't win that game. And I think most fans will be going away thinking exactly the same, that you seem to grow into it, and by the end of it, if there was one team that was going to win it was going to be Ebbsfleet.
Yeah, look, does it epitomise a season? Maybe a little bit, but it doesn't, because we're so much better than where we have been and what we were. And listen, I understand Altrincham are on a little bit of a bad run, but they are where they are in the league table for a reason, and they're a very good side. I think we all remember the 3 previous games, 1 this season, 2 last season, what they've done to us. But on another day, God, we win that football game. Obviously, the easy one to look at is Franklin's chance to go 3-1. It kills the game, and a couple of minutes later, it's 2-2. But the ironic thing is the goalkeeper that's played is the number 2 for them. Obviously, their goalkeeper come off injured the other night, and I said one first half a chance that they got that we had first half, and he saved that. And I said to Kurz and I think Smudger that does their number 1 save, and that's no disrespect to the number 1, but he's athletic, the boy who played today in goal for them, and he's pulled off 2, 3, maybe 4 fantastic saves. And the ones off the line and whatever else. And I will say it, I don't want to dwell on it, but there's at least a penalty for us. At least I've just seen them back. Let's not go into it too much, but it's a penalty. But look, it's a great performance in terms of, as you say, we really grew into it. The boys put in a fantastic shift. The chances we're creating, the territory that we're gaining. You're seeing the makeshift changes we're having to make at the back, start with and then make. And I think it plays a part in last week conceding, certainly the last goal, and obviously certainly the second goal today. But I can't fault them in terms of the situation with what's going on and where we're at. I cannot fault them, and it was a really good performance today. It's a great point, but it could have been a fantastic 3 points.
You talked about their goalkeeper making some fantastic saves, but at the other end, Mark Cousins, he pulled some top draw saves out, didn't he?
I think he even wore one in his head, which I wasn't too sure at the time, but I was told he did. And listen, that's what Cuzzo was about. If you want to talk about good pros and good professionals, I'll say it again, and proper people and people that you want around you in good and the bad times, Cuzzo's one of them. And it's not just his performances that you see on the pitch every single week, pretty much every single week, but it's also the way he is around the place day to day. He's character, and I've got so much time for him, and he does it a lot for us. That's what goalkeepers are there for. That's not to take anything away from him, but he always is there for us when we need him, and he pulls off some fantastic saves. He's had a tough season like everyone else, and he's picked the ball out the back of his net miles too many times this year for his liking, but he stands up to it, and he's put in another good performance for us today. But don't want to take it away from Cuz. I want to look a little bit more the other end. We created enough chances to have won that game.
You took a while to stamp your imprint on the side and start to turn around the mentality of the players and how they approach the game and the togetherness, etc., etc. And earlier in the season, when Danny Searle left, you had 1 game as caretaker manager against Aldershot. You got a point in that game, and afterwards you said, "No, I don't really want to apply for the job at this stage." And Harry Watling took over for a period. One wonders how much further down the line you would be now if you'd have accepted the job or applied for the job then, and you'd have started to apply your ideas then, because clearly what you're doing is having an effect. It's just a little too late.
It's a tough one, because hindsight and you never know. And yes, I did say I didn't want the job at that time, and someone came in Harry Watling, who had amazing ideas and was as good as I've seen in terms of his coaching and his presentations and so much that you need in football to be a manager and a coach. But for one reason or another, the results never followed. And I don't know. It's difficult, because you just never know. And who am I to sit here and say, I would have kept us up if I took the job back in September? What I know is that I got a reaction out the boys that night. I think they enjoy playing for me. I think they enjoy running for me and giving me everything like they do the football club. And who knows if I took it that night? I don't know. What can we say? What can we do? But all I know is the here and now. And when I took over, it was about, let me fast forward a little bit. It was about 6-8 weeks ago, maybe not as much, somewhere in between that. And my assistant said to me, we needed another 10 games, because we just felt the tide turning a little bit. There was a moment where those draws, that little run that we went on, and we started to see the team clicking, we started to see the endeavour and the hard work and the togetherness and the fight. And if that had happened a little bit earlier, and I think the boys had seen the amount of games that were left and the points that were there to be got at were more than what they were, I think we'd have given it a right go, and I think we'd have been right in the mix. If we'd have stayed up, I don't know, but I think we'd have given it a right go right until the end, and it would have been a much different outlook at the moment, what it is at the moment. But look, I can't dwell on that. I can only talk about the here and now and what I'm seeing and what I'm getting from the individuals and the group and the squad and the whole place, even the fans, because the fans play a part. The fans play a part. They've been there and they've seen so much tough, frustrating, horrible, sickening times this season. But I think, well, I know for sure they stuck with us then, and they had a right to vent, and they were down and they were angry. But even now, they're seeing the team, they're seeing better performances, they're seeing better results, and the way they're still cheering us on and celebrating and clapping us off at the end of the game, even with what's happened, with what the outcome last week, that's a credit to them, because them doing that, the fans for us doing that, plays a massive part in the performances as well. So that's a big thing for us. That's so look, all I can worry about is now and going into the summer, going into pre-season, going into next season. I'm probably going to bore people with continuing talking about that, but I can't stress to you how much it means, how much what we do from now till the end of the season and continuing day to day and on a match day is massive. And we go into Wednesday night with a big game. Let me tell you, it's a big game because I want to win that football game. I want to win that cup because I want to take every little bit I can out of this season. Because every little bit means so much to me, means so much to that group, and means so much to the fans and the football club. It's been horrific. It's been so tough. So we need to gain and grab everything we can to take into the summer, take into pre-season, into next season. But let's hope if it is Wednesday night and the game's following, the opposition goalkeeper isn't man of the match again.
You talk about Wednesday night. It's the Kent Senior Cup final against Welling at Priestfield, which is, for the fans, it's a big game. For you and the players, it's a big game. But you're going to have team selection problems for that, aren't you? I mean, everybody is under consideration. I mean, you've used certain squad players to appear in the earlier rounds. You've now got players sort of coming back to fitness. I mean, I wouldn't envy you picking the side for Wednesday night. Well,
I'd like a few more defenders. If you've got any defenders, I'll take some of them because I'm a little bit short in that area. But no, look, as a manager, and obviously it's newish to me, you want selection problems, you want selection headaches. I want to be able to go home tonight and take my takeaway through the door and think about my next team on Wednesday, which I do, because I'm thinking about my next team all week this week, even before this game, for the game that's following the game that's about to come. So I'll be thinking about it all the time, and I've already got a real good idea of what I'm going to do, because I'm like that, I'm prepared and I'm organised and I like to be structured and ready for it. But I have. Listen, we've gone today, we go Wednesday, we go Saturday with a long travel as well. So I have to think about a little bit of rotation, a bit of freshness as well. But I'll be putting out a very strong side, a side that I believe can beat Welling and win the cup. But I'll also have one eye on next Saturday at Hartlepool, with an eye on that, with my team selection for that as well. So as I say, every time I'm picking a team, I'm also picking a team for the next game. So I'm always thinking, of course, things can change with performances and injuries and etc. and whatever else. But we'll be picking a strong side, yes. Selection problems and ones who I was maybe looking to play, and others have now gone and done well and they want to keep that momentum, but we have to realise we've got to rotate a little bit, we've got to keep it fresh. And but listen, we'll be going into both games like any game, friendlies or not, to win them and to take what we can out of this season.
You mentioned some players missing through injury. Alex Lancashire scored the winner in your last game here. He dislocated his shoulder, it was popped back in. We've not seen him since. Yeah. How is he?
Alex is good, he's alright. He's spent some time up at Blackpool in over the last week. I tell you now on record, he's so eager to get back out on the football pitch and do what he can for the football club until at least the end of the season. And he obviously has missed the last couple, and we have missed him. There's no two ways about it. I believe the last couple of points would have been at least a 4, if not 6 points in the last couple of games, especially with the goals we've conceded. But anyway, that's another story. He'll probably be missing over the next... Well, listen, he's cup tied anyway Wednesday night, because obviously he was at Welling earlier in the season. He'll most likely miss Hartlepool, but let's all have our fingers crossed that he could well be available for the game following that, the week leading up, and hopefully he's back sooner rather than later.
And that's as a result of the shoulder injury, yeah?
That's all to do with the shoulder injury, yeah. He's had to just take some time off. He had some scans and some x-rays. He's seen the doctors and the surgeons linked with Blackpool, which have been fantastic about it and communicated with us. And he's just got to rest it a little bit. It's recovering. There's a little bit of a risk factor and an issue in there, but he's recovering well, and hopefully maybe with a little bit of a strapping, he should be back out on the football pitch in the coming couple of weeks.
Finally, I came into the ground this afternoon, and all afternoon, obviously last week the side got relegated following the draw at Aldershot. You could have been expected for people to feel sorry for themselves, to be down, but there was none of that.
No.
I mean, the atmosphere on the terraces, the way the players played, people are walking around with smiles on their faces. There seems to be so much optimism and positivity around the place. You must feel that as well.
Well, listen, I've touched on it 3 minutes ago in this interview, and I'll say it again. The credit, so much credit has to go to the fans of this football club. I don't care. I've played at bigger football clubs, and I'll go on record saying that. I've played under massive crowds with massive followings. No set of fans and crowd has been like this one that I've played under, and I've had obviously the first season, which was amazing, last season up and down, and this season the complete opposite, which are the words I don't like saying. But they've stuck with us through the thick and the thin, and that's what a proper set of fans are about. And that's why the bare minimum is what you'll see is what we're given as a football club, football team, staff and players at the moment, and that's the bare minimum. And to walk in here with, as you say, I'm not going to say the word, you're not going to hear me say that word, and I haven't said it yet, and I will never say it, especially on record. What happened last week happened, but they're still with us, and I'd like to think that's because they're seeing a group that are giving everything now, seeing improvement, seeing us getting back on the right track, and know, hopefully, the track and the path that we want to go down, and we are going to go down. So long may that continue from us as a group in terms of staff and players on the football pitch, and long may that continue from the best fans around, that we can all stick together, all stay on the right track, same path with each other, and believe us, there'll be good times ahead, and some times to celebrate in the future, that's for sure.
Well, let's hope it starts on Wednesday night about 10 o'clock.
Fingers crossed, Jess.
Good luck.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Cheers, George.